Hey everyone, my name is Bernell Palmer, and this is my indigestion logging project. So what I did was paste my template into the response. I typed in my YouTube link for later. Then I took my original files off my SD card and dragged them to data management folder on my desktop. So basically what you see me doing is getting my film structure template that I've already created and going in and renaming it, copying it, pasting it into my data management, which is on my desktop. Then I go into my data management and go into my video assets, import one rename private file that's from my SD card, which all my files are on, and I copy and paste it into my desktop on data management folder. Then I rename that into HFC screen 1, and I go into basically back into Premiere Pro, wait for that to upload. As that's uploading, as you can see, it takes a second. Now I go into new project. My new project, I want to name it Health Food Club, because that's what I'm going to be using, and I already got it in there. And I go to scratch this, keep everything the same, then I go to ingest settings, select copy, and then copy and create proxies. Then I go to my preset, and then I also go to ProRes low resolution, which is a 422 proxy. Choose the location, which is the desktop data management health food club, and I want to go down to proxy files, and I choose. Once I choose, then I click OK. After I click OK, well, this is a file that already exists. So then I want to overwrite this because I already did it and it didn't work before the way I needed it to. So now I'm going to just copy over this so the new file is created, overwriting the other one that's named the same. So now I go into my metadata, the 3 lines next to it. I click on the metadata display. Then I look down, scroll down, see what I have. I want to add properties. This is how I add my properties. So the first property that I'm going to add is camera. And from there, then I want to use it as a text because that's where I'm going to be logging things as. I click OK. And then once I click OK, I go back and click OK again. And now I go back to media display to add more properties that I know that I will be using, like frames per second, etc. As you see, I'm doing it. It's the same repetitive thing, but I'm going over and making sure that they are in where I can log in and put my data or my properties and my records, my logging rather. So now I go back to my cheat sheet, and then I see what else I need and what's there, and then I'm going repeatedly over to my add properties from the media display option, and I put director and text. Always have to put text. Then from there, I'm going back to my cheat sheet and seeing what I have to put in and log in. So as you see me doing this, it's just the same repetitive thing, and this is how I'm creating my property so that I can put my data in or my logging records. Hit OK, and then now I see what I've made, and now I'm going back in to those lines where I've created the properties and putting in the actual logging information. As you can see, I have to fill in all the stuff so that I know what I've logged in and what I've used on these shoots. So now I'll go back to my desktop, go into users, go into Bernell Palmer. From there, scrolling down, looking for, I believe, my data management file, folder rather, desktop, data management, health food club, not proxy files, yeah, video assets. That's where the information will be. And there you see me going into my data, which the file is in, the folder which the file is in. I want to import that. Once I import that, I go to metadata, bring that down a little bit so I can see what's going on. And then now I go and rename this file to first start off my logging with this file imported. I name it HFC scene 1. Go down to tape name, I name it HFC. Now at the time I wasn't really understanding it, so I was just naming it what I thought, you know, the tape name or the name would be. But as I go on, I know I have to change certain things. The description is definitely shot 1, but I know I have to change those 2 that I just did for later reference, because those could be in my properties. And I have scene 1, I have shot 1, client, I'm going to put health, food club, and from there, move on. Go down to here and create a new bin. Once I create a new bin, I want to rename that new bin scene 1. And right here, I name this 1.A kitchen. I go in to add new properties. Let's scroll down. Okay, I believe I have most of the properties that I will be needing to. Oh, that's another one. F, stop. So I create this, and this is why I was going along while I was doing this process, that I had seen that I needed these properties also. So this is why I went back and made new properties later, and as you can see, I'm filling them in of what I use on this shot. Of course, I'm using the 35mm lens. Now I'm going in and I'm filling in. I couldn't import it, so I just ended up making new bins for the stuff that properties that I really want to use. Went in and filled in new bins and made it like that to make it work. And that's how I did my indigestion and logging assignment project.